Hey guys, this is Emma at the Vlog Lady, and today I'm going to be talking about Pretty Little Liars episode 18 season 7. It's called Choose or Lose. I thought this episode was jam-packed full of clues and possible red herrings as well, but I definitely thought that they gave us the answer to the puzzle in this episode because there were just so many references to Spencer not quite being herself. We got phrases like the world's upside down and Toby telling Spencer that she was not the Spencer he knew. We also got some weird reactions from Spencer, and the first was when she was speaking to Mona and Mona said she had found out about Aria and she knew who she had been talking to, and Spencer looked worried for a second, and then we saw her interactions with Toby as well, and she was just completely different to the Spencer we've known before. I think she was like, let's get this on, let's do this, and you know, her attitude was much more cavalier. I think she's a fearless Spencer, and yes, I think she could have become this fearless Spencer if we are being deliberately led down this wrong path of thinking that there is a Spencer twin, but she could have become hardened because of what's happened to her. But I really do think that this is the Spencer twin we are seeing in this episode. And the thing with Toby touching her scar could be to throw us off, but I think that the lengths that AD has gone to before with all the masks and disguises, I don't think a tiny little scar like that would be too difficult to replicate on the body. I also noticed that Spencer in this episode was wearing a shirt that was very familiar, and if you watch the show Twin Peaks, you will know that the shirt had a design that looked like the floor of the Black Lodge. If you've never seen that show, then I'll quickly explain that in that show there is kind of another world in which it is filled with evil doppelgangers or evil doubles, and Troian Bellisario herself mentioned that she was a big fan of Twin Peaks, and Pretty Little Liars itself is very much informed by Twin Peaks, and the writers have admitted that this was a big influence on their writing and ideas behind the show. So I do think that this was also a nod to the fact that this is Spencer's doppelganger, this is her twin. So we got the moment of Aria being caught out by the others, and I do think it was a bit over the top, their reactions to her, because as Aria said, everybody has sort of been in the situation where AD has used them and made them do things against the girls, against the rest of the girls, and Aria was just being drawn into that herself. So I noticed that it was Spencer who was leading the charge against Aria, trying to make the others say that it was unforgivable what she had done. What I can't figure out is what the plan is here. If this is not Spencer that we are seeing, if this is really her twin, what is the aim of the game? Because why would she be trying to imprison herself? Is it a twisted idea of being forever in a prison with the girls, as in the way they were in the doll's house? Or is it that Spencer will switch places with a twin, the real Spencer, at the last minute and see them all in jail? I can't figure out what the point of the game is at this stage. There was a lot of shade thrown at Mona in this episode, but I really think that Mona is helping the girls and that she took the game because she wants to figure out where the origins of it are and who is controlling everything, and I think she is more likely than anybody else to be able to figure that stuff out. But that because they still don't trust her, I mean, look at Emily's reaction to her when she sat beside her, she moved. I mean, that is so childish. You know, they are still treating Mona like this, despite everything, despite the fact that they are now fully grown adults. But I really think that Mona is aiming to help the girls and that she isn't on the dark side. Although I think she has a twisted interest in playing the game. She perhaps feels that someone else is a little bit more intelligent than her, and that probably doesn't lie well with someone who is as intelligent as Mona. So I think there is a twisted reason behind her wanting to find out who this person is, if only to discover who it is that is more intelligent and more capable than her in playing a game like this. So I have to say that I really enjoyed the romance aspect in this episode. I really liked how all the couples came together. I'm really feeling the Emerson relationship now. I wasn't totally invested in it in the last couple of episodes. I thought it was a little unpleasant because of the fact that Ali was pregnant, that the two of them came together at that moment. I loved how they really spent time with each other in this episode, and I got a feeling that this was like the original Emily and Ali, like that scene when they were in high school and they were talking about running away to France together. I really got those feelings back in this episode, seeing them interact with each other and really show their love for each other. I also thought that Caleb was pretty sweet. I thought it was a natural progression for them to get married, and I just think that Caleb is so dedicated to Hannah, and he is the biggest catch on the show, basically. Ezra and Arya feels a little bit desperate still because she is in this dark melee and she's trying to swim her way out of it and clinging desperately to Ezra at the same time and trying not to let that part of her life slip away. And I just find it unsettling. It's very difficult to watch them all go through this, I think. So Spencer and Toby getting together, because at this stage of the episode I really thought this was Spencer's twin, I was just thinking the whole time that this was such a betrayal and such an evil move for Spencer's twin to have made. I can't believe that it's the real Spencer, because if it was the real Spencer then it would have been slightly uncomfortable for Toby and Spencer to have taken that step so soon after Yvonne died. Yes, they were both in dark places in their lives. I don't know, it just didn't seem right, didn't feel right. Pleased to see the return of Detective Tanner. She is such a badass. If I was her at this stage, I would not believe a word that came out of the girls' mouths. And I honestly found myself asking why the girls couldn't just admit everything. I'm sure that they could come up with some story to explain the fact that they killed Archer by accident, because basically that's what it was. And although everything they did afterwards was wrong, what they did before that was right, and in self-defense. Just another case of the girls still sitting on lies and still sitting on secrets that gets them into trouble in the end. So with only a couple of episodes left, I really feel like the only way this is going is that there is a twin. We are seeing the twin now, and that twin is Spencer. You know, her conversation with Toby when she said that, you know, it's awful, we're kind of both like outsiders, separated from family and friends. That wasn't Spencer. I don't believe that was Spencer. This is really where we are going. I'm fascinated to find out the story of the twin of Spencer and how she came to be separated from Spencer, why she was separated, and how she has manipulated so many people into doing things for her. I think we're getting a sense of that because of the way she speaks to people, because of how she acts around people. And a thought came back to me watching this character of supposed Spencer in this episode. I thought of Bethany Young's comment when she said, if she asked you to drown a bag of kittens, you would. And I kind of thought that about the Spencer character in this episode, because she was so hard and tough. And it was difficult to believe that this wasn't a girl who could get whatever she wanted, and she's proved that in the last couple of episodes by the way she treated Marco and how she manages the girls as well. She seems to be able to manage that group really well, and they're always looking to her as the leader. So I really enjoyed that episode. I'm looking forward to the next couple of episodes, and I think it's going to be a big payoff in the reveal. I really do. Thanks for watching today. If you like Pretty Little Liars, you can subscribe to my channel, and I'm also doing reviews and recaps of Twin Peaks if you like that show too. You can subscribe to my channel, or you can leave a comment below to tell me what you thought of this episode, and if you agree with the idea that Spencer's twin is AD. I'm on Twitter and Facebook at The Vlog Lady if you want to connect with me, and that's it. Bye!